All right, so we're up to the Omicron variant, and it's kind of sweeping the globe. What do we do? It's supposed to be worse than the one before it, which was worse than the one before that, which was worse before the one before that. And my friends and family and students and viewers and subscribers, they're like, Kiyoshi, you're a prepper. What are you doing about it? I'll start off by saying I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist, I'm no virologist. I don't know how to say that word, but I can tell you what I'm doing about it. Stick around. What's up, warriors? This is Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media, and that's how you find your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. All right, so this is the first time I'm talking about any one of these like pandemic or virus things or whatever on the channel. We've kind of like made reference to it or inference to it, but I'm always afraid that the algorithm's going to go and like put a block on this type of stuff. But the channel's growing and there's viewers and subscribers out there, and for anybody that knows me that didn't know that I'm a bit of a prepper and survivalist, now that they know that I have a channel and they see what we talk about on here, I have friends and families that won't reach out on the comments, but they're like, hey, I didn't know you were this into it. What do you do when you hear about this new thing? It's all over the news, and I'm freaking out, I'm panicking, and the first thing I tell them is, take a breath. Calm down. Except for my wife. I never tell my wife to calm down, and I don't think you should either, especially if your wife's Italian like mine. But in all seriousness, the first thing that I tell everybody is just, hey, take a deep breath. So again, if you're new to 5 Elements Tactical, we cover a lot of stuff. So I'm a martial arts school owner, so we do some self-defense. I'm a police officer and a firearms instructor, so we do some firearm safety and firearms training. I'm into survival and survival training, so we do some wilderness survival and urban survival. And I've been a prepper for quite some time, and we cover a lot of preparedness on the channel. In fact, that's the thing that's kind of been getting the most traction, at least recently, along with some cool gear reviews and stuff like that. And if you're new, whatever thing you're here for, I hope you check out the other stuff, and I hope you like the other stuff, and I hope you enjoy the other stuff. But if you're here for this type of stuff, well, regardless of the discipline that I'm trying to coach somebody on, the first thing that I say is slow down, take a breath, don't panic, don't freak out. If you have friends or family that are like getting you all cranked up and all upset and all nervous, like back away from that. If it's the news, the TV, the radio, the stuff you're following on social media that's getting you all crazy, turn it off. That's the first things first, because you're not going to make any good decision if you're all like in that panic mode. Fear is okay. Concern is okay. Like if you're worried about your kids or your parents or your spouse or yourself or whatever, that's all good stuff. And fear attunes our senses. Like when you're a little bit nervous walking through a dark parking lot, all of a sudden you're paying attention to everything that's going around you and you're getting your head out of your phone, right? So fear is okay, but when we let that turn to panic, that's when all of our common sense goes out the window. If you start to panic, you're not going to make any like logical, sane, smart, intelligent decisions. So again, one of the first things that I tell my students and my friends and family and my network and all that stuff is, I'm not a doctor. If you're asking me about my concerns about like the medical part or the physical part, like I say, hey, ask your doctor. Like if I have a problem with my truck, I don't ask my doctor, right? And if I have a cough or something, I don't ask my mechanic. You go to the expert or the professional in whatever field of, what you need, right? So like if you have, again, this is just my advice, my family and I, we just got over COVID just a couple weeks ago. And me and my wife both had it. I have 3 kids, and my youngest is a year and a half old. And if you ask me, the year and a half old had it the worst because she can't take any meds, right? So like, I'm a prepper, so we have, since the first wave of all this stuff, almost 2 years ago, I was already good on toilet paper and paper towels and food and water and camping supplies and bug out gear and all this stuff. Like, I wasn't worried about that. But there was this new thing going around that nobody knew about, and it would sound like the hospitals were like overrun, and it was just, I'm like, well, all right, I don't need toilet paper, I don't need paper towels. That's everybody's freaking out. I had plenty of bleach and plenty of Lysol and plenty of things like disinfectant stuff. So when everybody was kind of running towards that stuff, being prepared is partially for that reason, right? So that you're kind of good to go. the thing that I felt like I had some of, but I might have needed more of, was when I went to Costco or BJ's or Walmart and Target, and everybody was running for toilet paper, I was kind of heading towards what are the symptoms of this thing? And like, what can I do like preemptively? Like, let's get some vitamins and children's vitamins. And, oh, it's kind of like cold symptoms and flu symptoms. Well, let's stock up on some cold and flu stuff. Oh, it sometimes has a fever. Well, let's get some fever meds. Oh, aches and pains. Let's get some of the stuff that's kind of like over-the-counter stuff. Forget about like the prescription stuff. But the same thing I tell my students is try to control what you can. I can't control what variant goes where in the world. There's nothing I can do about that. What I can control is I can look up, like do my research and do my homework and say, all right, well, these are the symptoms of this new strain, this new variant, this new thing. Do I have meds to kind of like, one, do I have the vitamins and supplements and things that kind of could help boost my immune system to prevent that from happening? Do I have like over-the-counter stuff that I might need in case I get this, whatever virus strain, cold, flu, whatever thing is going around? Do I have stuff for that? And do I have it in the house already that if it hit me tonight, I don't need to go to CVS, I don't need to go to the pharmacy, I go in my basement, or I go in the bathroom, you know, the medicine cabinet. The other thing that I can control is, well, when we had COVID in the house, we were quarantined for 10 days. Now, like, with mask or no mask, you can't go to the store. Like, you don't want to, you know, get somebody else sick knowing you're already sick, right? So, all right, we're trapped in the house. Well, this was my wheelhouse. This was where, like, my mechanic was calling me. And some of my friends in, like, other, like, fields were saying, hey, Kiyoshi, what are you doing? Like, all right, are you sick? And thank God, I was sick for, like, a day. Aches and pains for a few days. My wife was sick for a couple of days, a few days. Aches and pains for a few days. The kids looked like they had runny noses like any other day, where they would be outside playing in the cold and the rain and the snow. It's just starting to snow now. And, but again, where you would give them some Dimetap, or I don't even know what stuff we give them. My wife would know. Tylenol, Motrin, cold meds, you know, kids, child cold, because my kids are little. But the baby couldn't take any of that stuff, so it was all like homeopathic, whatever stuff. If you have babies, you know what baby stuff the baby doctors tell you to get. But she seemed like she had it the worst, because like she was coughing and hacking and that type of stuff. And the doctors are like, that's good. That's their way of building the muscles that they need. That when there's something that's not supposed to be in their chest or their lungs or their airways, they just and get it up. So we're big on prayer too. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we're Christian and we're big on prayer. So I always say pray for the best, prepare for the rest. We were doing a lot of praying, and by God's grace, everything went smooth. And the best part about it, and the hardest part about it, was being trapped in the house for 10 days. Can't go anywhere, can't do anything. Lots of iPads, lots of chargers, and hey, where's my charger? And that was probably the worst of the whole thing, thank God. When it comes to this strain, I think that the news will do everything that they can to keep you glued to the news, right? So the more you're watching, the more ads you watch, the more money they get, and without going into all that stuff, and regardless of which side you watch or what channel you watch, you ever hear that saying, if you don't watch news, you're uninformed, but if you watch news, you're misinformed? I think there's a lot of truth to that. And I think their job is to kind of keep you scared, and not just scared, but kind of panicking, so that you keep watching to see, like, how much snow are we going to get? How bad is the storm going to be? What category is the hurricane going to be? And you want to be informed. You want to have some idea of what to expect the best you can. But if you're glued to it and you just keep, like, filling your head with all the stuff they're trying to feed you, I think that it's doing more harm than good in most cases. And if I'm wrong, tell me. I'm getting more and more used to everybody telling me when I'm wrong, and that's okay. The channel is really a school too, so I really rely on you guys to put in your 2 cents, share what you know, share your experiences, and you know, if I'm wrong, call me out on it, man. I know I'm not perfect, but the things that I am telling my network to do is prepare for, like, to not get sick. Prepare that if you do get sick, what are the symptoms? What meds could you and should you stock up on? And that's where you do your research. I have tons of other videos. Click around the channel. You'll find a ton of stuff on here. And if you haven't been stocking up on food and water, like non-perishable stuff, not just in your freezer, not just your fridge, but we talk a lot about food shortages on this channel. We talk about food prep on this channel. And prepping is kind of for whatever thing comes about. So whether it's this variant or the next one or the one after, unless one really pops up that's just, you know, like decimating the population, then, you know, I'll be scrambling to find out information right alongside you guys. But if it's just like the newest, latest, and greatest, and I'm not trying to make light of, you know, the last 2 years, or, you know, I have friends and family who got, you know, banged up and died from it. So it's a real thing. Don't ever let somebody try to tell you that it's not. I will say that the vast majority of people that I know that got it had like an easy run with it. A lot of them didn't even know they had it, you know, so that's another thing. But if you have like physical, like overweight, asthma, diabetes, that whole list of stuff that, you know, this is not our first rodeo with this. It's been 2 years, so you kind of know, like, if there are certain things that you got going on, check with your doctor. Like, go to your doctor, listen to their advice. If you don't agree with their advice, get a second opinion, third opinion. Don't go to the internet. Go to a professional. So again, don't panic, don't freak out. If there are things or people or apps or you know, stuff on your phone that's driving you nuts, turn it off, back away. Say, I got to talk to you later. Just kind of like back away from the things that are getting you like really, really like in that panic mode. First thing you got to do is just try to stay calm, stay focused, take a deep breath, and, you know, take a step back and kind of evaluate the situation at hand, right? Then you kind of see what things you could do to preemptively or like prepare the best you can for the what ifs. So I'm going to do my best to stay healthy. That's the easiest thing. Eat right, sleep right, exercise, take your vitamins, go for some walks, like walk your dog, like all the stuff that you could do, like nothing crazy. You don't got to go nuts. Just do whatever you can to stay as healthy as you can to prevent any sort of like sickness, from the cold to the flu to whatever. The next thing you're going to do is that in the event that you did get sick, try to, like, again, research what are the symptoms and what meds should you kind of stock up on and have extra of in the house, right? The next thing you're going to do is that if you had to be quarantined, do you have like some board games and some books and some stuff on hand to kind of like keep you from losing your mind? If you know that you're going to be cooped up in the house for 10 days, in the event of, like, don't wait till that day to like sit around and wait for 2 days for Amazon Prime to come in the mail. Stock up on stuff now. You should be doing it anyway. You should have some books to read and puzzles to do and board games to play with your kids. I'm sure you have some shows you'd love to binge watch on, you know, Netflix or Amazon Prime or 5 Elements Tactical on YouTube. Just saying. But for real, like, the other thing is having, you know, groceries that you're going to need. And the winter is upon us, right? So, like, if you had a blizzard tomorrow, you wouldn't want to be the one running to get milk and bread with all the other crazies. You're like, I'm good to go, man. That I have non-perishable goods. I got cans of whatever. I got boxes of cereal. I got rice and beans and pasta and all the stuff that you already know you should have. So that 10 days should be kind of like a cakewalk, unless the power goes out, and then we have other videos on that. The takeaway here is don't panic. Turn off the news. Turn off the things that are driving you nuts. Take a breath and network. Watch some videos. See what else is out there. Do your research now so that if and when the bad thing comes, you're not freaking out and behind the curve. You were already preparing for it. That's what preparedness is all about. And as always, you guys are rock stars. You always have like the coolest comments, the best advice, and it's a network. It's a classroom. When everybody gets to raise their hand and put in their 2 cents, that's what this channel is all about. So if you have any like tips on what's going on, if you got hit with a bad case of whatever, if you were like quarantined for way longer than somebody else, like what things did you do to help you, you know, make it manageable, to make it like comfortable, to make it seem almost seamless from your everyday life so that everybody in your house was kind of comfortable? Put it in the comment section below, all right? Because I live for that stuff. I feel like I learn a lot more from you guys than I'm trying to even teach you guys. This might sound crazy, unless it doesn't sound crazy. Pray. That's my that's me on my stump giving you my 2 cents. My family, we pray all the time, and it's not, please Jesus, let it be a snow day tomorrow. Not that type of praying. Apologize for the stuff I know that makes him upset with me or disappointed in me. Thank him for the stuff I already have, and ask him for the strength to endure whatever he's got in store for me. That's pretty much how I pray. On that note, if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you gotta have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find me on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. That's all I got for now, warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.